welcome to the 1000th episode of Peas in a Pod. I'm glad you're stuck with us this whole time. Oh, what? Sorry, you missed the middle 990 years. It's just so
and I so appreciate the 955 emails I've had this week about all that bullshit I was speaking about the other day.
Oh, yeah. It's just like we're getting crammed with messages from you at home, and we're so glad that you write to us, but just stop with the messaging, all right?
I
you
pretty
haven't
much
got enough time
don't read them.
to deal with that. It's like, oh shit, more messages about the nuclear war and shit that we were talking about last week. No, we've been very slack. This is probably our 4th ever podcast, I think.
It's incredible.
Is ever going to be put
Are
together.
the police outside your house?
Not anymore. There's just a black van. It said flowers though before. Now it says telecommunications on the side of it.
Hold on, red lights go flat. Red. Oh, there's a red light flashing. Is that what? I thought it was cops.
In here?
Yeah.
You can change the background in Skype. We actually did buy a whole bunch of great equipment to do this podcast, but Peter's lost all his.
I have not lost it at all. I've just decided to go old school.
It's easier not to look for it.
It's right now. It's easier not to get it, basically. Yeah.
What's your storage setup? I often inquire about this when people are moving house. How is storage not an important aspect of where you're moving to? Isn't that like half of your stuff? Like people have to throw things away if they don't have storage.
I've just got heaps of storage. I've got a whole bunch of stuff, and I forget about most of it. I only just use the stuff I need right now, and then I forget about half the stuff I've got. And then I remember I've got it when someone reminds me I need to use it. Like now, for example.
But you don't know where it is. How many rooms have you got?
I know it's upstairs. I know it's upstairs.
Mansion.
I know it is. It's quite
you know what floor it's on?
I know what floor it's on. Yeah. But the elevator's broken. I couldn't get up there earlier. Oh. It was horrible.
Was that the 37th floor?
Yeah, I had to walk.
Good exercise.
But, no, look, it is upstairs. It's just slightly out of reach at the moment. So this is the better option.
So what's happening in the world right now, since we last spoke to you, is some disease like the plague, the bubonic plague, basically, has come back and it's murdering millions. Well, actually, how many people have died worldwide? 600,000.
I think it's like just above 700 as we speak. I believe it's just ticked over 700.
And how many people have been diagnosed with this new bubonic plague that's cursing us all?
Oh, it was a couple of million. It was a few million.
I'll look it up right now.
6
World
million.
Coronavirus.
Yes, it'd be good to get an accurate view.
I'm in Victoria, Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, and
the epicenter of the coronavirus.
For Australia. Worldwide, it's not too bad, but we are under massive lockdown. Like, it's illegal for me to leave this apartment right now. I can't.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
So between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. every day, we're on the stage 4 restrictions. We have to wear a mask if we go outside for the 1 hour we're allowed to leave the house per day for exercise. No other reason except for shopping, right? But I can't go to Bunnings to.
So that's it. Like you're allowed to leave for 1 hour a day, and that's what they've told you. And you've
1 hour exercise. That's the only reason.
1 hour of exercise.
One member of the household is allowed to go to buy essential shopping supplies. If you've got a toothache, you can't go to the dentist. It has to be an emergency or something. And then most dentists are shut down.
Isn't a toothache an emergency?
No. Like I've got an ongoing toothache, right, for months. I keep going back to the dentist, but he's not accepting people and stuff. I mean, he might do something over the phone for a fee or something. I don't know.
What, dentistry over the phone?
And even my doctor, my GP, is not there. She's not seeing people. She doesn't want to get coronavirus.
Yeah, right.
A lot of healthcare workers are getting the virus. Okay, so I've got the worldwide stats right now. I don't know how to share them with you on the screen properly. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can actually. Yeah, if you go down. It was at 22.4 million.
There's got to be a better way. I'll do screen sharing. I'll screen share. So let me just go Skype screen share. Okay.
You can just tell me.
No, because then the users won't be able to. What's the button? I've forgotten all the buttons that we had to press.
It might not work if I'm on my
No. Oh yeah, share screen. It's got its own dedicated screen.
Here we go. Something's happening.
Share computer sound. Yes. And which screen do I want to share? That one. Start sharing.
Oh, hang on.
I can't tell what's going on with Skype. I don't know if there's like a 20-second delay after I press any button or what.
Yeah. Something's happening.
Are you looking at me through your phone or through your computer?
Nah, you've gone onto this tiny little thing, and now my voice is on delay for myself.
Yeah, our internet's not good enough for this.
My internet should be decent.
It says I'm sharing screen just because the button's pressed in, but I can't see anything that's happening.
No, neither. My screen's blank. You and me are up in the corner. Oh, there you're back now.
I know because I stopped sharing the screen.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you this.
Maybe it might have been because of it's on my phone, not the computer.
Oh, right. So your phone's got limited bandwidth.
It must have. Yeah.
So is your phone Wi-Fiing right now?
Yeah.
All right. Instead of using its own dedicated 4G or whatever.
No, it's on Wi-Fi. It should be on Wi-Fi. Yeah.
See, I get the feeling that phones have a worse Wi-Fi receiver than the Wi-Fi receiver that's built into laptops or the external ones you get as a PCIe card with little antenna ears, like I've got on my computer. Because the Wi-Fi receiver comes into play, of course, with Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's not just your modem that's beaming out Wi-Fi signals. It's your receiver. Like you've got a receiver in your phone that's receiving the Wi-Fi, and you've also got one in. You got a laptop, right? So the laptop has its own built-in antenna that's receiving Wi-Fi as well. And I'd say that's a bigger one, probably going around the external part of the monitor, which is that big, right? And the phone one is only like that big.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're better off probably with a phone using your 4G plan or whatever it is. Anyway,
I get what you mean because I feel the same thing. Like the phone sometimes doesn't receive the same as the computer.
Yeah, with Wi-Fi, phones don't seem to be very fast.
Yeah.
The antenna that's in it. Okay, so last 14 days, world confirmed 22.4 million confirmed cases of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Recovered 14.3 million and dead 788,000.
788.
So that's how many deaths we've had.
Well, that's
do you want stats from 1918?
It's almost a million. Oh, deaths from 1918. No, but you can't. I don't think you can like make the two things the same thing. Well, I think you've got to. I think
it's the most recent one we had before this one. The most recent pandemic was 1918. It's been 100.
We got so much better. Like our medicine's so much better than what it was.
But we've got no medicine. There's no cure at all right now.
No. There's no cure, but we've got like respirators and shit like that. Like that surely saved hundreds or tens of hundreds of people. Surely. Like just even just having the medicine and just the fact we got fucking like antibiotics and shit like that. Like
okay. How many ventilators are there in the world? There aren't. Okay, this is the statistics for the Spanish flu, right?
1 billion.
No, the Spanish flu had 50 million deaths in 2 years.
50 million deaths in 2 years. Okay.
And we've been having this coronavirus, since, at least like sort of January, right?
Yeah.
Now it's August, and we've only had 788,000 deaths.
Yeah.
That's not going to, in 2 years, we're not going to get to 50 million.
No, not a chance. No.
And the world population in those days was lower, a lot lower.
Yeah, but they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know how it was being delivered. Like, they didn't understand virus. They thought it was a bacteria. They were like treating it with like sulfites and shit like that, weren't they? Because they thought it was a bacteria.
At present, nearly everyone who gets it in the world right now, what happens to them? They either recover from their natural immune system or they die. The rest of it is just like being pat on the head in a hospital saying they're there while they suck out your lungs a little bit until you're dead.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Because there's no cure at all, is there?
No. Well, they reckon there's one on
People
the way.
People are still being
yeah.
told to wash their hands, but apart from that, once that little thing gets in, the virus gets inside, and the more viruses you have, the harder for your immune system. Like if you consider one little molecule, one virus, to be a single organism, it's not necessarily considered alive as a virus. It's a parasite thing. It goes in, it injects itself into your lung cells and tells the lung cells to replicate it. So your body becomes a machine factory to replicate more and more and more. But if you've already like inhaled, like somebody goes ha-chew with coronavirus, and you inhale those droplets, they'll go down, and a million of them already, right? So your body's got to slowly but surely try to figure out how to kill a million of them, and by the time it realizes, you'll have 100 million of them.
Yeah.
Whereas if you only had like 10 of them, your body would be able to fight faster and easier. So the more virus you get in one go, the worse it'll affect you. Like in District 9, he gets a face full of that black stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just pinkus. You hear that popping sound? I love him.
The South African.
You fucking prawns. Yeah, I love him. It's a great movie.
It is, in fact, it's a fucking fantastic movie, actually.
It's so not on television often enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, we would hear about movies and how they're not interesting enough anymore because we've got television series and stuff.
Yeah. No, movies are no good anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. I'm watching a bit of Mel Gibson. He's running around. Whatever movie this is called, it's just a generic cop and robbers thing. Payback, right?
Oh yeah.
We're watching Mel Gibson going around, getting to kiss the good-looking women and shooting people, and then he's nearly about to die, and then something saves him all the time.
Yeah.
It's like totally formula, right?
Yeah.
And they've got to squeeze that formula, which we've had to put up with for fucking so long, right? That Hollywood formula. And people didn't complain. I mean, people might have said, oh, yeah, it's just a formula movie, right? But there's a twist. Okay, so we've got to wait for, an hour until there's a twist? And then that twist is okay, good, next.
I don't know, but when was that movie made? That was like, that was a 90s movie, yeah? Like late 90s?
1999. That's a pretty good description.
Yeah. Like the evolution of movies, man, like even in that 20 years, like even though like 1999 for me and you seems like yesterday,
Yeah.
Like,
21 years ago.
Yeah, 21 years ago. And just looking at all the movies that have come out in between then and now, like it's a totally different ball game, like everything's built differently, like everything's more quicker, everything's faster. Like everything back in the day, like some things just don't even hold up anymore, like
No.
you're lucky if movies from the 80s even hold up anymore these days,
Oh,
like,
yeah. It's so exhausting to watch them.
Yeah, you watch some shit, it's just so slow and fucking like...
So slow that they'll keep a shot on somebody's hands doing this for like 10 seconds. It's way too long,
And then they'll show them like go out of the room, and then like they'll show them open the door to go out of a room, and then they'll show them on the other side going out of the room into some other room. It's just like, fucking, we know you went out of the room into another room already. Like,
yeah. If there's no suspense, you can't just trick us and saying, "Is this a suspenseful moment? The music's building." And no, it's not. Is this a suspenseful moment? No, it's not. Oh, and then wow, I'm frightened now because I wasn't expecting that because you gave me a false sense of security. It's so polluted. It's saturated. That's happened too often. And so for me, as male, I think this is a male thing. Men care more about things, and women care more about relationships generally, according to Jordan Peterson.
According to Jordan Peterson.
So if I see a movie, the way the brain is sort of wired, right? I would prefer to see Star Trek where there are new things happening, new inventions, new forms of transport or some sort of amazing way to experience multidimensional travel or time travel or something.
Yeah.
I'm going for sci-fi as my first choice.
But I know girls. At the same time, I know girls that are fully interested like that as well. Like, but yeah, you know what? He probably has like some kind of database point.
No, I understand. I mean,
course.
my ball sack has a big line down the middle of it, right? I was a female when
it's
as
constantly
a fetus,
moving around,
and then went, nah, not a fetus, you're not a female, and so
yeah, for sure.
I mean, the womb, my mum's womb changed its mind.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then luckily, I would.
It's a weird thing, isn't it? It's a weird thing, and it ends up 50-50. Oh well, pretty much. Like it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Plants, how is that? How is that?
Although plants do it.
If it's supposed to be like female is the original, like is what everyone's born a female, and then it changes, right? That's the that's what you're saying?
As a fetus, not born. I think the definition of born definitely means
not born. No, sorry, excuse me. No, I don't mean I didn't mean to say born. I meant to say like you start off like in your zygote. Is a zygote?
I don't know what that. Just like when you're a chicken or a duck, you're born out of an egg. Who's a
chicken or a duck?
Some people are. Some animals are. Right? Okay. So imagine
fair enough.
When are you born? When are you born? The word born, right? I'm asking the definition of the word born.
I didn't mean to say that, but okay, if I'm going to say the word born, if I'm going to define it, it'd be when you come out of the cunt.
Or the egg. But surely you don't mean the duck is born when it comes out like. That's being inside an egg. You're not born. You're not born if you're still inside a hard shell egg.
Nah, you got to kick your way out.
You got to pick your way out.
Yeah, come out of the cunt.
And then, no, but that's different. That's 2 stages for them. We only have 1 stage. We're born when we come out, because they come out of the pussy as an egg, right? And it's still in the egg.
Yeah.
And they've got to be incubated. They've got to grow as a fetus inside the egg.
They just got to.
Well, it's outside the body.
They're just got to sit there and then kick their way out.
My only question, I've got one question for you. When is a duck born?
When it kicks its way out of the egg.
Okay, so that's different then. So for humans, it's different.
Because the eggs are cunt to get out.
No, it's not.
To get out of it is.
You're saying ducks don't have cunts?
No, I'm saying the eggs are cunt to get out of. It's not. I'm just saying it's a cunt to get out of. If you're a little fella in there sitting there, you're all squashed up. It's a cunt to get out of there.
Redefine. Yeah, I know, but you're just redefining the word. That's not happening.
What? Okay, maybe
I would say you probably agree with me that birth happens for a duck after it leaves its egg, not just when it comes out inside an egg. You're not born because just because you come out of a pussy doesn't mean you're suddenly born. If you're still inside an egg for another 6 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, because half of them don't get born.
I don't care about the statistics. I'm just saying the definition of the word born.
It's when you kick out of the cunt.
No, not with an egg. I agree. I don't think you're born if you're still inside an egg.
No, but the moment that you kick that egg open, you're born.
Okay, that's different then. Okay, that's a separate definition. You disagree with yourself. To coming out of the cunt. If you're saying being born from the cunt is actually birth, if you're still inside an egg, that's absolutely not the definition of the word birth in terms of ducks. There's no way. There's no way.
I'm just saying it's equivalent.
Still being inside a fucking egg. There's no way.
It's an experience. This is surely kicking yourself out of the egg is the equivalent of birth. Surely.
Yeah, that's I would say that is the definition of. I would say that is the definition of birth in an egg animal.
It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent. I don't know, whatever.
No, it's not. It's not because they also come out of a cunt. They also come out of a cunt. So they come out of the cunt, but they're not born yet. I'm saying they're not born yet. They're still out of the cunt, but they're not born.
And it's a cunt to get out of.
Yeah, but see, that's just redefining the word. I'm totally misuse of the word, right?
Both
You've done
of
it wrong.
Are, though. There's a cunt there, and
they're
there's
not
a
born
shell.
Twice. No, I don't believe they're born twice. There's one definition of birth.
Well,
it's when you've come out and you're finally exposed to the air or whatever, right?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
We're in agreement.
We agree to that. I agree then. So it's not when you come out of the cunt. Coming out of the cunt is not the definition. All right, it's not the definition. The definition is being exposed to the air. Is the definition. You've got to not be surrounded by a womb or of any kind anymore.
What about if she's still attached by the placenta?
No, I reckon you can still be born and still be attached to the placenta. Are you as a baby like sort of connected to a bungee rope that's to the? You're still born. If your mum walks around with holding you, and you're still attached to her. No, and you've still got the umbilical cord going like a vacuum cleaner cable. It's the moment you cut it, goes straight back up inside her. Right? It's still born.
Yeah, but it's attached to you on the belly. It's attached to the belly button.
Yeah,
attached to your belly button.
Yeah, and I reckon. I don't know what happens, but I reckon you'd still be breathing through your mouth, even while you're being fed through that.
At least when a duck kicks its way out of its egg, it doesn't have to rely on its mummy's little placenta.
No, he has to wait for like the bird's gonna vomit.
A bit of fish or dirt or something.
So ducks. I mean, ducks have beaks, and so do chickens, right? They're not going to be sucking on some nipple.
No, I think they.
The beak doesn't suck.
I think they go straight into it. They just eat insects and shit. Like
no, the babies go feed me, right? They put their heads up in the air and with little beaks and squawk.
Oh, the little tiny babies do. Yeah, we had them. They do.
Yeah, so the mother's going to go down their throat.
It's vomit. It's a vomit. It's a vomit feed. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they've stored it in sort of their throat, so they don't put all their acid on it first, do they? They just like regurgitate like vomit. It'd be a nice little like rest it there, like a chipmunk puts like nuts in his cheek. Right? There'd be a sort of pouch in the throat somewhere.
I think it's pretty short term. Like normally the baby's there and the mummy's just down the road. Like it's not too far. It's not like the.
I reckon it's all the way like until they can fly. If it's a nest bird, right?
Yeah.
Where are they going to get food? There's no worm sitting up there.
No, but then they walk around. They're in the nest for a little bit, and then they march around with the mum. Like
if you're in a tree, how are you going to get down there? Well, the baby just sits on. Do you like in the never-ending story, sliding when his bum's back?
Never underestimate a duck, man. Ducks can walk, fly, and swim.
Can't you?
I can't fly.
No, you're not by yourself. We've got technology for that, so we win.
Yeah, a duck doesn't need that shit, man.
Although in nature, okay, what's the?
What else can do that?
Is there a flying animal that could beat a human in a fight? Present day, not pterodactyl.
A flying animal, a flying animal that can beat a human in a fight. I reckon, like some of those big birds, man. If they wanted to, they could kick the shit out of a human. Yeah.
You could let it claw at your arm. You lose some skin, but you still grab it by the throat and just twist. I
mean, if you got it right in the right spot, I guess. But like,
you just punch the shit. The feathers would fly. You'd break its wing bones and stuff as you're smashing at it. Like, there's no way.
There's
no way human wouldn't win against
the claw. Because they got like velociraptor claws, man. Like if they claw you and shit, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, if they get your face, you'd probably be too much in pain or blinded to sort of see how to fight. But there's no big bird that could, like a vulture. Okay, if you're weak and you're dying, a vulture's going to beat you. There are no swarms of like bats that would just go on multiple attack a human. Okay.
No.
How about this? A mosquito. That'll kill a human. Although, a human's still going to beat the mosquito as well in the fight. The mosquito's not going to survive a human's going splat. There's no.
No, but if there's 1,000 of them, they'll fucking get you. But isn't that the biggest death of humans in the world? Isn't it malaria? I believe.
Yeah, the animal that kills the most humans is mosquito.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I often get confused about the definition of the word animal too. because there are certain things like sponges and coral.
Oh, yeah, and jellyfish. What about the eternal jellyfish? What about because there's a jellyfish that apparently will never die unless it gets killed.
It's perfect. It's a perfect replicator of its DNA. It doesn't lose generational strands it doesn't fray like most animals.
Yeah.
Like our DNA, when it replicates, is like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopier until you become an old man and die.
Okay.
You don't copy properly anymore when you're replicating your cells. Like every cell in your body is probably only 7 years old.
Yeah.
Because you've got to sort of like from your bone marrow, which is basically the center where things are sort of coming out from, I think, white blood cells and stuff. They're creating new cells that sort of emanate outwards. Oh, okay. That's silly. That's silly. It's not like a bone cell becomes a skin cell at the end. No. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're not trees.
Well, that's it. Like, because everything's slightly different, yeah. Like, and how is like I've only heard in documentaries about that jellyfish. I don't know much about it, but
I've heard there are two things. There's a worm as well. There's a type of worm.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what it is.
Please excuse me. I'm just I'm making myself a toasty while we're talking.
As long as you're putting the seat down and take your shit. It's the same sound effect. All right. Yeah, no, Toasties are good.
I'm back on.
I was thinking about starting a restaurant called Toasties. How good would that be? You'd be able to compete with McDonald's for the price of the bread and everything, right?
Yeah,
but peanut butter and jelly. You want Vegemite on toast. You want cheese and tomato. You'll drive through. It'll be so quick.
Yeah, but you never be able to compete with Macca's, man. Like, because you talk about those and like, yeah, there's a couple of tasty ones you're talking about, but like, seriously, at the end of the day, how many
Basically, toast is a pizza. Toast is instant pizza if you put stuff on it. If you melt cheese over the top of ingredients that are put on toast, you put in some little... Because McDonald's sells Toasties, right? McDonald's is part of their menu. It's one of the best things you can buy at drive-through Macca's.
Well, it's only one thing that they sell. It's only one thing they sell. And it's... I guarantee it's not the most popular.
No, of course, the burgers would be.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
By the way, Hungry Jack's has started selling the Big Jack.
What's the Big Jack?
And it's basically, it looks like a Big Mac.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
right.
It's marketed in exactly the same way.
And it's called a Big Jack.
Identical.
Oh my God, that's like.
But it's got Whopper patties.
I didn't even think about the name. Like, but yeah. Funny.
I don't know if that's a breach of copyright. I reckon somebody would be wanting to go to court about it, but I reckon they would have thought it through.
Big Mac, Big Jack. I guess they've already got Hungry Jack.
But it looks identical, and they've got the secret sauce or some shit.
Yeah, right. Oh well, that'll up to the courts.
Okay, so you're in South Australia. There's no restriction on you leaving the house between 8 and 5. You can just go for a walk right now.
I can do whatever I want here. Well, no. There are there's social distancing, and it's pretty much it pretty much happens, you know. Like it's everyone just sort of does it.
I've heard the police here arresting and even wrestling people to the ground here for not obeying mask rules and being out after 8 p.m. Like if people have gone out after 8 p.m., they've just gone for a drive. People throughout Victoria, you know how you think, why did the Germans dob in the Jews? What was in it for them? Why were they such assholes, right? Just shut up. Just don't tell the Nazis where they're hiding, right? You'll be safe. You're not going to get hurt if you don't say anything. Pretend you don't know, right? But I'm like, why did they have to be such goody two-shoes and ruin people's lives or get them murdered? But the strange thing is in Victoria, people are all up in arms and angry. The residents, not the government or the police, but the residents are like, how dare that person go and think that it's a good enough reason to go shopping to get a sandwich from their favourite sandwich place that was 7 kilometres away. How dare they? Right? You're killing us all.
It's quite the same analogy, but fuck.
No, but what? I know it's even less. It's less. It's even
less.
Oh
man, what we have here is nothing, man. Come on, seriously, just everyone. If everyone abides by the rules, I mean, I guess I don't. No,
but it answers the question. It answers the question. What kind of an asshole? Most people are that kind of asshole.
Yeah.
People think, I've seen that they're having a children's party next door to my house. It looks like they have 5 people. That's against the rules, isn't it? Because I want the police here right now to arrest them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and they bring it up in Channel 7 News, Channel 9 News, Channel 10 News. And what do you think? The people are sticking their foot in the door. You think it's okay to endanger people's lives by having a children's party?
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
microphone in the fucking forehead.
yeah,
Well,
right.
there you go. Fucking answer the question, you criminal.
Yeah.
That sort of shit's happening now. Like for people actually going down the street to get a fucking ice cream, or like having a children's party with like 5 guests.
Yeah, fuck.
It's illegal. Imagine if somebody tried to attend their mother's funeral. That's illegal. Put your hands behind your back, please, sir. All right, get on the ground.
Yeah. That's incredible.
They'd stick your face onto your mother's grave and fucking put your handcuffs on behind you, and everyone will be like, yes, you fucking arrest those motherfuckers. Right?
Yeah,
That's
wow.
what the people are thinking. That's what the people are thinking. They were willing to just like hide behind the little fucking curtain, look out the window at somebody having a party, and ring the cops.
Yeah,
Straight
wow.
away.
Yeah, wow.
90% of them.
Yeah, well, dude, that's pretty poor. That's pretty poor, isn't it? Oh shit! I just dropped everything.
There's no escape from humanity. There's no escape from these fuckers.
Yeah. So, are these the Karens that you're talking about? Is this the Karen?
Yeah, they're usually Karen.
Yeah.
Karen
yeah.
is a term we've just discovered in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I've only just sort of
Last 2 weeks.
I've heard about it before, but it seems to have become a thing. But
And what's
yeah,
the theory about
funny.
like baby names?
Well, I feel sorry for Karens that have been called Karen for the last 20 years or 30 years, and they're not Karens.
But do you reckon from now on, now that it's famous, you don't reckon there are going to be any more Karens for a while?
I don't reckon anyone's going to be called Karen. No one's going to be called Karen for the next 10 years at least.
Until this thing goes away.
Yeah.
Until the Karen crisis is been averted.
I just fucking dropped half my toasty setup. That's all right.
So in Victoria, if you look at the stats, it's like we're losing about 20 people a day apparently are dying in Victoria.
Yeah, right.
But in South Australia, you've got like 0 cases. We've got over
that's the whole
7,500.
thing. That's the whole like, and that's why they've like closed the borders, and it's all like, if they just leave it like that, it's okay. But surely, like, if one gets through, you know, like, fuck, we're all fucked.
Okay, so the worldwide statistics in terms of countries, the United States is winning with 5.6 million confirmed. Okay, so the total, remember, worldwide is 22.4 million confirmed cases altogether since it began in November 2019.
Okay.
COVID stands for corona being the shape of the virus having, it's coming out of it, looks like a crown. And virus is VI, COVID disease.
Yeah.
COVID-19, the year
2019. Yeah.
So they call it COVID-19 instead of the novel coronavirus, or I think it's also a, what's it called? H1N1?
H1N1, and yeah, SARS or MERS. It's like a SARS or MERS virus, isn't it?
I heard something similar about that. I don't remember. I'm trying to see the summary here on the Google search result. Okay, so 22.4 million people have been confirmed to have it.
Yeah.
United States 5.6, Brazil 3.46, India 2.84, Russia 942,000, and South Africa 496,000. Wow.
But do you reckon in some of those countries you can trust the results? Like,
don't know. It's not always accurate. China's not even up there. We've got the highest population in the world.
Yeah.
So that's dodgy. And they're the ones who started it. Like, I don't know, tearing a bat in half and saying, here you go, eat this. Yeah. They had wet markets in China where they just find roadkill and basically sell it as food.
Oh, mate, I've seen some videos, man. It's fucking disgusting. Yeah.
And the cruelty to animals over in that country.
Yeah.
They have a festival once a year of the Festival of the Dog or something.
Yeah.
Where
I know.
They have acknowledged that adrenaline from dogs makes the meat tastier. And adrenaline is caused by fear. So they torture the dog.
They bash them up with bats and shit. Fucking incredible.
But people just get more and more inventive ways of torturing a dog to death over there. It's a festival. They love it. But people in like Spanish bullfighting, that's never been a fair fight. How many bulls walk away victorious from one of those things?
not one.
What's it called when you impale? Yeah, if you impale a troubadour, you're still going down.
Yeah.
It's no escape.
No,
Heard
Matador. Is it Matador?
I am Matador. What's a troubadour then?
I'm not sure. Are you looking it up?
Yeah. Troubadour. The first and earliest from a troubadour form of troubadour is troubadours found in 12th century. No, it's too...
I think it's Matador. I think is the
one of a class of lyric poets who lived principally in South France from the 11th to 13th centuries, who wrote songs and poems in Languedoc.
Oh, that was like a dude called Troubadour.
No, it's So troubadour is some kind of troubadour, minstrel, crooner, singer.
Oh, okay. Singer.
And what you say? What was your word?
Matador.
Matador.
That's like the dude that fights the bull.
Bullfighter. Yeah. Yeah. They bleed the bulls to death.
Yeah.
You know rodeos. You know rodeos. You know why the bull is bucking so much? It's not like just get off my back. They've tied a piece of wire around its penis and they're tightening it. And every time it bucks, yeah, that's how it starts. They basically just a piece of wire around the penis of the bull. So he's like, get off me, fuck, this fucking hurts, right? And so I think that the rider is actually tugging on that wire to get him to buck more as well.
Fucking hell. You serious? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just found out that even pigeon racing is extremely cruel. Like, only a quarter of the pigeons make it in a race. The rest are just exhausted and die or fall in the ocean and stuff. Like this,
for real?
Like, yeah. It's not like they have a shortage of pigeons. They breed more pigeons the maximum amount they can, right? To maximize the number of pigeons so that they can race them and kill them. I don't care.
Fuck.
The world is just full of injustice everywhere.
Yeah.
I used to think that the world is nearly perfect. We've just got a few slight little tweaks we've got to do. It's not. It's an endless fucking. There's so much. There's so much to be fixed, and if you fix the world, if you made the world perfect, right, by the end of your lifetime, and you die happy, going, I fixed the world. Good night. I'm forever sleeping now. Boom, you're dead. The world's just gonna go back to shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's just gonna keep going back into. We've just got to learn to appreciate some of the good things we can see around us during our lifetime.
I think that's more it. Yeah, for sure.
But if there are things that are so bad that they're intolerable, like if you're in persistent pain, then you have to revolt or do something.
I agree. Yeah, no, I don't believe in anything that involves persistent pain. That's yeah.
But then again, we should have persistent bliss.
Nah, because then you can't appreciate it.
But you could if it goes up and up and up and up. Because then you just remember I had less bliss before. So imagine if your brain was constantly upgraded to allow more serotonin to make you feel even better. So by day 100, you're feeling like you're having an orgasm at all times, right?
Isn't that having ecstasy in your teens?
Why does being a teenager make ecstasy feel better?
Because you're younger.
Because it's like the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had a first time in my teens. It totally reawoke me to actually feel happiness because I had not felt any real happiness at all from since the age of 5 when my parents got separated all the way through. Then I had that, and it was an instant kind of, oh my god, I actually feel like serotonin. Like it was. The thing is, would you say it's a cop out to just put serotonin in the water supply, for example, or something like that? Put ecstasy in the water supply. So
well, I don't think
generally, I love you, right?
I don't think the body can handle it like on a long-term basis. Like, and it's not
because it wastes it.
Yeah, because your body sort of uses it, because your body can use it, makes it itself, and then if you add to it,
that's why you feel scattered.
Increase it, then it
And then if you have bananas and potassium, isn't it supposed to grow it back faster?
Yeah, I guess so, but it's never gonna. I don't think you'd ever get back to normal if you were like using it like that. But having enough bananas would never get you back. Like, it would never be enough to keep you at
not
equilibrium.
daily basis. Yeah, you can't do it every day. You would. Yeah. That's why you feel scattered after you've had some for 2 days.
Yeah. But anyway, it's been a long time for me. So, but
I wouldn't mind some drugs now. I'm so bored. I mean, I'm trying to use this drug, but it's not doing anything. I drink it too slowly. Plus, I was asleep when Woolworths came today. They dropped me off at my Woolworths, and so they didn't leave that because there was no one over the age of 18 to receive it.
Yeah,
I've been awake too long.
That's it. When you're used to alcohol, it's pretty easy to sink a whole bottle of that.
Oh yeah, this is only 700 mils. I try to get it to 1 liter, which is a bit bigger, you know. But the price difference.
That always ends up being it always ends up being more expensive though. The
Does
1
it?
liter.
So this is $38, right? And it's $52 for 1 liter.
It's always more. Well, maybe not always.
What's the quickest way to equate that? You know, when you're standing, because you want to know how much it is per 100 mils for a direct comparison, right?
Yeah.
They don't do that in alcohol shops.
No.
They don't do it. So you've got to do it yourself, right?
Well, how do you just got to divide it.
So, how? What's the best quick way to do it?
Oh, if it's 700 mils, so I'd divide the
$38.
The price of, $38 by 7, and then times it by 10, and see if that comes close to the price of the 1 liter.
Okay, what's 38 divided by 7? About.
I'd normally
about
pull
6,
out my.
I'd normally say 6.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's more. It's close. It's close. Yeah, it's about 6.
So then it's 60. For a liter,
right?
If at the price,
so if they're charging 52,
yeah,
right?
So
if they're charging
you only
52,
need to work out.
Get the 1 liter.
You only need to work out one of them to find out.
Okay, well then the 1 liter is better value.
No, but you said the 1 liter was 68, didn't you?
No, 52.
Oh, 52. Okay, yeah. Well, for that one, the 1 liter is better value. Yeah, but generally, I find the 1 liter is more expensive, like per 100 mils, if you do it by that.
Okay. Because the glass costs more as well.
I think it must be, yeah. Because you see those like 4.5, 5, or 6 or 8 liter ones, they're really expensive, like for what's actually in them. And I think it must be because of the glass. Yeah, it must be
because those bottles are not mass produced. They're not mass produced.
It must be. It must be because of that. So I reckon the 1 liter bottles are like, it must be because of the glass. Because generally,
because it's
they're
less
more
mass
expensive.
produced. 700 is the standard size of most bottles.
Yeah.
So that's why you can get a better deal.
Yeah. No, it must be that, man. Because I've always noticed it. But if you've just seen one that was cheaper for the 1 liter, then that must be like on special or something, you know.
Also, let me ask you this: when you're going to buy some whiskey, what is the best brand, and does it matter if you're mixing it with Coke anyway?
Well, I never mix it with Coke, but
why?
Just because I prefer to drink it. If I'm going to drink Coke, I'd drink it separately.
So you're just going to drink this stuff straight?
Yeah, I drink it straight. Yeah.
No wonder I'm not getting smashed, but God, now I can feel it. It wasn't even like I was drinking alcohol a second ago. Now it is.
Yeah. I mean, I'll drink out of the bottle too, but like you don't have to. Like you can pour it in a glass, but I'll drink it out of the bottle as well. You know, like fuck. But yeah, I generally drink.
I should, because I'm trying to feel some sort of level of tipsiness here. Because I'm talking about wanting to take drugs. I definitely want to feel some sort of movement in my brain.
Definitely be drinking that. Definitely be drinking that shit straight, man.
I should drink it straight, then go back to the mixture. So in between, because it's a bit too burny to do it non-stop, and I'm worried about my.
Have you got a shot glass? Have you got a shot glass? Like pour out a whole shot and
Well,
so
yeah, I mean, with
forces
whiskey,
you to
you
have a
just pour
shot.
it into a low ball glass. I'm going to go get one.
Yeah.
Say something to the people while I'm away.
Paulie's going to go get smashed now, isn't he? Oh, my gosh. Paulie, what are you doing? I hope your glass isn't too big.
My back fucking kills, man. My back is killing me. I was supposed to have an operation on my spine, but then they said, no, it might make your dick not work anymore. So, you sure you want to do it? Plus, we're going to put a big fucking slice along your front so we can go in through the back and access the front of your spine. Where we're going to put in a spacer, right? We're probably going to chop some nerves on the way through.
What was this?
Could go paralyzed as well, by the way. You might go paralyzed and lose your legs.
Yeah, but what was this? What the fuck was this for?
My spine. I'm supposed to have a spine operation because my disc is so 2 months.
You've told me. Yeah.
I wake up like today. I was like, oh god, I can't even move. Like I'm lying in bed. It's like, and it gets worse because I'm sitting in a chair all the time. I'm supposed to be doing back strengthening, core strengthening exercises.
Yeah.
And I can't use this fucking being at home all day as an excuse. I mean, I've got a treadmill thing. It's just so fucking boring.
Yeah, right.
There's no everyday movement at all. I've got to force myself to exercise more. But it hurts. It hurts less the next day if I've done some back strengthening the day before. So I just got to remember to work
just to
out.
do it. Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't had a shower for 3 or 4 days. It's fucking sick. I can't be bothered.
Fucking hell.
I've got to dry myself
and you're
all the
like,
other shit.
you're literally not allowed to go outside.
No, I don't leave the house. Everything's computer. In fact, I've got 2 screens set up here with one on the ceiling. So when I'm lying in bed for hours, like I was sick of sitting upright. My back was hurting as well. So I lay down on my bed, used my ceiling projector. Then I had to crawl over to the back of the computer because I want to play Xbox. I've been trying everything to try to figure out how to get all my screens merged together, Foxtel, Xbox, and everything else, so I don't have to use a separate, press the source button on the television remote like a Neanderthal. I just want to be able to drag all the windows, the Foxtel, the Xbox, and everything around inside of one PC system that's got a central hub inside a wall cavity, and every wall of the house has just got HDMI outputs. So I can whatever room I'm in has got a screen, and I can just interface with my wireless keyboard or a wireless keyboard in every room.
In every room, yeah, right. Well,
I mean, I should have a room that's got a bed and I just sleep in it, but I don't do that. I just lie wherever I'm at. On the floor. Like I have got mattresses in different rooms, but this room has the air conditioning and the heating. So in summertime, I need the air conditioning. So I'm definitely going to be in here.
Yeah,
and it's also got the gas heater in the wall. So everything in this room, and also every house is structured around the kitchen. Like if you've got a lounge room, it's not going to be 4 rooms away from the kitchen. It's going to be touching the kitchen, if not open plan. And part of it, nobody has an open plan kitchen/toilet, right?
No,
or kitchen/bedroom. It's always kitchen/ worst case scenario dining room, but definitely lounge room.
Yeah,
because the television is, first of all, number 1 is food, second is television. They're the 2 main things in your house.
Yeah, well,
sleeping in a bed is just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I need a good bed though, because otherwise my back's going to continue to get worse.
Yeah, I need to get a new. I'm up for a new bed as well. I heard those memory foam ones were good.
I have just swapped my memory foam one because it wasn't supporting my back enough. So I ended up like that. And you can't roll on your side. It's too soft. So I've got this foam one I got from Clark's Rubber.
Yeah.
Right? So I first of all, I bought a hard one. So it was like rock hard foam, basically. Mm-hmm. And so you'd barely even get your elbow or your shoulder. Knees and knees and I don't remember body parts. Your shoulder and your elbow. When you're rolling on your side, it's sort of like it's not embedding itself.
Yeah.
Right. It's easier to deal with just lying flat on your back, but when you roll on your side, the mattress should be able to give a bit. But you don't want it to give as much as memory foam. You always do?
No, I always sleep on my side, either one side or the other. Yeah. I very rarely sleep on my back.
I've taken to sleeping on my back since my back issues. Not a lie there. And also, I have to when the ceiling projector is on. And then after a while, I'm like, why don't I just wear the screen over my face and just fucking lock myself in with like a straw going into one of these things, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have to take the mask off. I just go in there and just fucking die.
I can
I
like
virtually
yeah.
eat.
Yeah, right. I can comfortably lie on my back for ages, but when I go to sleep, I switch to a side for sure. Has to be.
All right. Now the Johnny Walker, you can taste it's not as quality as like. Remember you gave me a glass of that blue, Johnny Walker Blue.
Oh yeah.
That was expensive, right?
That's expensive, yeah. But you can get cheaper stuff.
Good.
You can get cheaper stuff than that. That's still not that expensive. Like that's still yummy.
This is not really that yummy.
No.
And I can tell it's got a weird aftertaste as well. It's got a kind of almost like you know how a cheap candy is going to have a plasticky aftertaste and stuff.
Yeah, but what's that? That's like $38 for that bottle, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're probably looking at minimum like $55-$60 before you get to like something that's going to taste like tasty by itself.
But I use it like cordial, right? Every time I have a Coke, of course I'm in. Doesn't matter what time of day it is.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But if I'm going to do it to enjoy it, like, oh, let's have an evening. I can use the word evening. Let's enjoy an evening of drinking alone, shall we? We'll light some candles and
no, but I got
myself.
The main reason I stopped drinking it with soft drink is to stop drinking the soft drink, to stop drinking the sugar.
No, it's just sugar free, no sugar, and I know that because the ants every time they make a big line through my apartment, it's always to get to my Ribena, the one thing with sugar that I have, right?
Yeah, right.
And then I go to have a sip from the bottle of Ribena because when I'm lying in bed and like facing upwards, I want to use the squirt bottle from a pump, from Coca-Cola Company, pump water. It's the perfect water bottle, right? You need pliers to get the lid off, but once that happens, it's perfect. It's a perfect water bottle. And you slide your back and you drink. Water's too disgusting, so I put Ribena in it. And then sometimes, though, I don't know how many ants I've drunk. I'm a vegetarian, but that's my protein source. I'm drinking a lot of ants because I barely ever turn the lights on, and I'm barely awake during daylight. Nearly 100% of the time I'm awake. It's nighttime.
Yeah.
I went through a period of seeing daylight, but every time it is daylight, it's usually because I'm still awake, and I'm like, wait late. So I don't like it. I'd be happy if it was just perpetual nighttime. I'd be happy with that.
I get it. Yeah.
And always raining outside. That'd be better for me as well. Perpetual nighttime and constant rain. So I don't have to feel guilty about missing out on doing stuff or whatever.
Thunderstorms.
That's cool. Very cool. Except when you're recording, like trying to make a video.
Oh yeah.
I do singing and stuff, and it's hard. And the worst thing is though, every time I do some singing or playing on guitar, rehearsing or whatever, I've got to worry about the neighbors.
Yeah, right.
But see, that's the thing. That would be my income. I've been buying equipment. Like I've just ordered something online, like a wireless headset, an in-ear monitor, because the one I've been using has been a lapel mic transmitter that I've been using as the receiver. Anyway, I've reversed it.
Yeah.
But I found out it's all mono, so that's why I'm getting a really bad distortion through my headphones with the backing tracks and everything. So now I've just forked out $450 or something to get a nice, one of those bar things with antenna that go over to your belt pack, so you can have proper fold back and stuff.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So you can hear the music live. All right. So the world is now fucked a little bit, but in South Australia, it's just business as usual.
90%, yeah. Yeah.
So you can just go out to a bar and drink right now if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck you. But you don't care. You're married, so what does that mean?
Well,
you don't want to socialise as much as you used to.
No, I don't socialise. Well, my work is my social life.
Mm.
And I work at a bar.
Yeah.
So
You're surrounded by fun.
I get to see it all day, and then I get to just go home. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get given a couple of beers, and then I get to go home. It was fun.
We were talking about whether we would discuss Ploy and what you saw recently with her experience.
Yeah.
Now, is Ploy working at the moment?
Yeah, she's gone back to work like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So she works in the same hospitality industry?
So she's working in the office at the same place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me what you tell the recording, what you told me? Because I was very curious about it, and you gave me insight.
Which bit? What bit was that about?
The chemotherapy and everything.
Oh, just with what Ploy's been through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Describe
horrendous.
It.
It was horrendous. Yeah. Well, she went through 6 weeks of like integrated therapy. So it was 1 day a week of chemotherapy and 5 days a week of radiotherapy, and then a couple of sessions of brachytherapy at the end, which was pretty invasive, and she had to go under general anesthetic for both of those treatments. Yeah, it was pretty crazy time, like horrible for her, like incredible. Yeah, so but since the treatment stopped, it's been a couple of weeks now, so she's coming back and looking a lot better and feeling a lot better. So,
but she didn't lose her hair.
No.
Why is that?
I don't know, but all the treatments are different, and she was told she wasn't going to lose the hair at the beginning of the treatment.
Is that because the amount of which is is it chemo or radiation that gives you the hair loss?
I think it's the chemo. It would definitely be. Well, it would definitely be the chemo, but yeah. I mean, look, she seemed to have a fair bit of chemo, but it just wasn't either the right one or it wasn't enough for her to lose the hair.
The more interesting thing, I mean, what happens in chemo? Do you go into a hospital, or is there a special cancer center? And is the radiation treatment at the same building? And does the radiation machine look normal? Something you'd expect?
She had it all at the hospital, at the Royal Adelaide Hospital. I actually saw the radiotherapy machine. I was allowed to see it. It looked like a massive MRI scanner.
Donut. Yeah.
But she didn't go into it. It sort of came out, and it was like all circular, and it had all these lasers, these green lasers that went all on. The whole room was covered in the lasers, that covered the whole room, but they were all lined up for her body to be set up in the machine in exactly the right spot.
And where were you standing? Was it some sort of visitor
area? I was sort of
area?
sitting on the side. No, I don't think I was supposed to be there, but it was the doctor that brought me in. I think it was because it was the first time for her, and she was Ploy was obviously a bit nervous, and I think the doctor just sort of realised that and sort of let me come in, because I didn't try to come in, but I realised that I was in a place I wasn't supposed to be. But she let me come in, and I just sat in the corner for not for the whole treatment, just for about 5 minutes.
So okay, so you've got some sort of barrier between the staff. How many? Is there like a control room? People got headsets on and shit. Yeah. Up the dosage to fucking 40.
No. It was like
what's going on?
There was two. I guess they were doctors. They weren't nurses, They were doctors. They were just in very, very plain clothes. They were, one of them, they were, fairly young girls. They would have been in their early to mid 30s, I guess. Both.
How many staff?
Well, I think there were people in the background, but it was just basically two of them were taking control of the situation, and it would just take. It obviously took two people to run the machine, and so one person would line her up, and the other person would be on the computer, and they would talk to each other and say some shit, blah 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 blah. Yeah, go, and there.
So was Ploy the only patient in the radiation zone?
For that room, yeah, but there was like in the wing there was about I think 5 or 6 rooms where I reckon there were similar machines.
How big was the room? Was it just like
It was
big enough for
big.
the machine? It was?
Yeah, and bigger than that.
But they wouldn't radiate like 30 people at the same time.
No, only one person in one room at the one time. Yeah, but there were several rooms that would have had the same machine.
So your whole body isn't just covered in radiation; it's just where you've got the cancer, right? They just focus
it's as focused as possible. Yeah.
So is Ploy lying down or standing up?
Lying down, and has to be in exactly the same position. She's actually got tiny little tattoos on her body, like little dots, like laser tattoo dots, that they use to line up the machine each time she goes.
But they fade over time, right? They're not real tattoos.
Well, I mean, they fade like a tattoo would. It's like a mole, you know. But yeah, they tattoo it on there to make so it doesn't come off. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, and with chemotherapy, that's different. You get multiple people in one room. Is that right?
Yeah. That was multiple, but that's like going on a drip. So you sort of half lie down, half sit down, and then you get like a needle put in your arm and chemicals flushed into your body.
So it's similar to going to a blood bank, where you just have everyone sitting there reading the paper, watching TV screens.
Yeah,
and how long does that take?
It would take about 4 hours, I think.
4 hours.
She had to have like 3 or 4 bags, 5 bags
of do you know what the chemical's called?
No, it was a mixture. I've got it on paper somewhere. It was a mixture of chemicals. I did read about it, but it's like.
Are they specific to her, or are they the same for every cancer patient?
Well, it's whatever concoction the doctor decided for her.
Okay.
So people.
So cancer treatment is actually a finite.
It's personalized. It's personalized. Absolutely.
It's just like that person's got cancer. Send them in and give them the concoction.
No, and it's not always one doctor either. It's a team of people generally come together to make a decision about what to do. It's quite good. It's quite a good. It seems like quite a good operation.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not just up to one person; it's up to several people. But then once it's decided, then you have like the chemo guy and you have the radio guy, and they're like. But then you only see them at the beginning, and then you just see the nurses after that for the treatments.
So what does she do over how often did she have to sit there for 4 hours?
Once a week, every Monday.
Okay.
And that would fuck her up. Like that would be like that would like make her feel horrible she'd pretty much be recovering every day until the next time she had to have it. So she'd be feeling okay kind of on the Sunday, and then she'd have to do it again on the Monday.
Right, so it'd take her a week to recover, then bang, go straight back into feeling like shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
And she started working 2 weeks ago again.
Yeah.
So does that mean she stopped the chemo 2 weeks ago?
Oh, no. That was probably 4 weeks ago.
Okay, so she had some time to feel better a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. No, she's had good time. Yeah.
Did she describe to you what it feels like?
She tried, man. She couldn't though. But like,
is it pain? Is pain a description?
I think it's sort of part of it, but it's more this like eating. It's like the body's eating itself.
Mm.
It's like beyond, like not even pain. It's like something different to that.
Does cancer on its own hurt, do you think?
No, it doesn't. Well, I don't know, but hers doesn't. It's the treatment that does. But then the cancer can just kill you, like when at some point, bang.
Apparently, cancer rates in Australia are the highest in the world per capita.
I've heard that, actually. Yeah.
What do you reckon that would be? What's
I don't
happening
know.
in Australia?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me just say, whatever you're eating has Chinese writing on the bottom of it. What is it?
It shouldn't. No, it doesn't. It's raspberry yogurt. It's not Chinese writing.
On the bottom. Okay, maybe it's the screen.
Mm.
Oh, it's numbers. Okay.
Best before date.
Okay. All right. So I feel like I'm in a position here, sitting at screens non-stop. A lot of people after coronavirus are going to get pretty fat, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to. Like, I don't want to come out of this like with massive bags under my eyes and pale and fat and unwashed. But I think it's up to me to just fucking, look after myself a bit.
Yeah, well,
everything's got to be sort of like home delivery. Like, but when you get home delivery, do you just touch it immediately and then scratch your nose, or do you just use alcohol to clean your hands every time you touch something from the public?
I don't really think about it too much, to be honest.
Really? Okay.
No.
Low cases in South Australia.
Yeah. Like, I mean, when I go shopping and they've got all the sanitizers at the front, I guess I'm aware of it and I use it when it's there. But at home, man, I just live life like normal.
I'm just looking up Australia COVID cases by states. Because I didn't really understand what the deal was with Victoria until I started comparing different states. All right, so at present, Australia has had 24,000 cases of COVID, right? Altogether. There have been 17.8 thousand recoveries and 463 deaths. Victoria, where I live, has had 376 of those deaths and 17 out of 24,000 cases.
Yeah, right.
New South Wales has had 4,000 cases. Queensland's had 1,000. Western Australia has had 650 cases. Well, this is since the whole thing began.
Yeah.
And 462 in South Australia.
Yeah,
so
right.
You're in the top 5 out of 7 or whatever, right? So 462. I'm not saying or whatever because I don't know how many states and territories are in Australia. It's just sometimes people couple Australian Capital Territory and Northern Territory. So Tasmania said 230. Australian Capital Territory. Is that what it's called? What was Australia's capital territory? Yeah, I didn't really know. We always just say ACT, right?
Yeah.
Australian. Yeah, I guess I would have known that.
Australian Capital Territory.
Australian. All right. 113. Northern Territory's only had 33.
Yeah,
Zero
right.
deaths in Northern Territory. 0 deaths.
Yeah.
From COVID. 3 in Australian Capital Territory. 13 in Tasmania. Only 4 deaths in South Australia.
Yeah, right.
Only 450 cases. 260 cases. Victoria, 17,500 cases. 376 deaths. So it's sort of like we're experiencing a bit of a plague here in Victoria, which is why they're fucking shutting everything down. I had to go into Bunnings the other day to get something, right? I was trying to resell a chair on eBay that I'd bought, but I couldn't get the bloody base, the gas cylinder out of the chair. Because the way you put a gas cylinder into an office chair, you just sit on it, and it just goes into a cone.
Yeah.
Gas cylinder's the cylinder, and it just goes into the cone. It goes clunk, right? There's no bolts. It's just the weight of your body, just metal against metal, and it squeezes in. It squeezes in so tight, though, that there's no way for me to fucking use my hands or anything to yank it out.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And I used
right.
pliers and stuff, and I was just scratching the shit out of it, and I wanted to sell it. So I tried to put
right.
towels around it, and then put pliers, and then try to squeeze it with my hand and whack it with a hammer. I ended up going to Bunnings to try to buy some pincer clamp pincers, pliers. You put it on, you screw this thing so it just and then it closes and locks. Then you can whack that thing with a hammer, right?
Yeah.
I bought that. But for me to go to Bunnings to buy anything at all, I apparently needed to be a tradie to get in. They weren't selling to the public, right? So because I'm an actor, I went to my cupboard of costumes and pulled out a reflective jacket. And I walked there, yeah, g'day, mate. How you going? Yep. Having a good one? Yep. Cool. Right? And I walked in as a tradie and just lied. Yeah, so what are the best pincers you reckon for this operation? Hey? Right? And had to fucking bullshit my way. Have you got your card? Are you a real tradesman person? Yeah, mate, what the fuck are you talking about? So you've got your tradie card? Tradie card? Yeah, of course I do. Must have left it in the car though. Shit, you don't want to go downstairs to the fucking car park and get that out for you, do you? Nah, I didn't think so. All right, let's just push this through as a purchase. Right?
What are those pincers?
Somebody lied to buy. I didn't know what the I was on a plumber's piping wrench or some shit. I didn't know what I needed to buy to get the thing out. So I had to ask them as if I was a tradie and knew everything about that shit. But I mean, they nearly didn't serve me. And then I went to Officeworks to buy some fucking sticky tape, right? Because I needed to repack the box for the chair. And then I got there. It was
and
just
let me guess,
outside Officeworks.
You had to be an office worker to go in there?
Office worker. So basically, nobody could go in. Nobody could go into Officeworks.
Oh, no.
You had to order online. I said,
okay.
you see that sticky tape? I can see it from here. Just go and grab that for me. I'll give you the money. I'll give you cash. Whatever you want, right? No, you have to order online. Okay, so if I just order on my phone here, does that mean you can just then go and get it? I said, no, you'll take a couple of days. It's like, what? It's right there.
Yeah.